All right, bye. Have a good day. Wonder what this is. Hi. You want to open it? You want to open it? We got a little mail call this morning, so I thought we would open it up and see what we got. Okay, let's open it up, Duke. Let's open it up. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you. Alright, so we're opening. Opening. What is it? A gift from Susan. What is it? Isn't this the cutest? It's an egg collecting apron. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Okay, we have one more. Oh my goodness. And it's got a big, huge pocket. I love it. Thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate it a whole lot. Thank you. I will definitely put these aprons to really good use. All right, y'all. So my morning's been going along really great, really smooth. Decided it's time to take Duke out to go POTTY, except he is still sitting up here with me instead of going down there to do his business. But I thought I'd come in real quick and tell you guys a story, something that just, oh, he's going now. Tell you something that just happened to me. So I decide I'm going to clean my cat's automatic water out. I have a very old cat in the house. She was a rescue, so I actually have no idea how old she is. She's older than 16, so she lives in the house. Had her a very long time. So I decided it's time to clean her self-waterer out. We have one of those, you know, it looks like this, so I don't have to water her every day. Since we've had Duke, we're having to fill it up every day because he drinks quite a lot. So anyway, I take it apart, clean it out really well, really proud of myself, fill it all the way up, and then put it back on the bowl. And when I do, water just gush. It just comes out. I'm like, what on earth just happened? So I'm looking at the bowl. I'm like, what, did I break something? Did I do something wrong? What's going on here? So then I fill it back up and I flip it back over and put it back in its bowl, and water just goosh. Luckily, it gooshed in the sink and I didn't have to clean water up off the floor, off the countertop like I did the first time. I'm in the kitchen for 30 minutes, filling it back up, looking, does it have holes in it? Why is this thing all of a sudden, after I clean it out, because the kids don't clean it out, why is it leaking everywhere? How come it's not holding water? I'm getting ready to go tell my husband I'm gonna have to order another cat water because I've done broke ours. I knew it was older, but I mean, it was just, it's just a silly little jug. So after 30 minutes, I'm getting ready to go tell him I'm about to place this order on Amazon. I look over and I see this sitting on the side of the sink. This. And I'm like, what is that? What is, my husband must have left something in here. This is part of this. And this keeps the water from going whoosh when you put it in the bowl. So y'all, that was just a tiny glimpse into my morning routine. I didn't show me feeding chickens. I edited a video today. I didn't show that because, I mean, who wants to sit there and watch me look at the computer with the mouse in my hand like this for 2 hours? My neighbor's dogs are barking. They're barking at them. So y'all, throughout this month of doing the Vlogmas and y'all getting to know me a little bit better, I thought I would throw out just kind of some random facts about myself. So kind of random fact number one here is that I can't remember very much anymore. I make notes for myself constantly because if I don't make notes, I don't remember it. And I remember going to my mother-in-law's house. I don't know, gosh, we were first married. Went to my mother-in-law's house in Oregon, and she had little sticky notes all over the place. And I remember looking at it and kind of, you know, thinking that was funny and kind of getting a little chuckle out of it. And she said, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Your day is coming. You're going to have to make notes for yourself or you're not going to remember anything. She was not lying. She was not lying at all. Like, I have to write everything down. Things that I'm going to say in the videos, I write them down, I make notes. So that's just kind of a funny random fact. And if you're still under 40 and you don't believe that this will ever be you, just wait. Your day is coming. All right, so I was recently asked a question on, it was posted to one of my videos, and I thought that I would answer it here. I thought this would be a really great place to answer it. So the question is what can I grow right now in Houston, which is zone 9, like me, right now in a very tight space? So I have my notes and I'm gonna read them off to you. So there's a lot of things that you can grow in a tight area, in a small space in winter. Radishes. Right now we can grow radishes here in zone 9A. They're a very quick crop. It takes about 30 days for the small little bell type or round red radish. The bigger radishes, like maybe your daikons, can take 60 to 75 days. So you can get a quick little harvest of radishes within a month, and then a couple of months you'll have some bigger radishes like daikon. And if you've never had daikon in a soup, they are so good. If you're doing keto or low carb, they're a great potato substitute. And I know my family is probably listening and they're like, they will say, there is no substitute for potatoes. My kids love potatoes. But if you can't have potatoes, they're a really good substitute, especially in soups. Okay, so kale. Kale takes about 70 days to mature. The plant, when I've grown them, you know, they only get maybe 6 to 8 inches. You know, that's about as much room as they take up. And kale's really great. You can sustainably harvest it. You harvest the older leaves first, and then you continue to let the newer leaves grow. They'll grow from the inside out. And you just continue to harvest and use what you need. So you might not need a whole lot of kale to sustain you and your family, because you can just continually, sustainably harvest it leaf by leaf. So one of my favorites to grow is bok choy or pak choy. And so the baby varieties take somewhere about 30 to 50 days, and then the non-baby varieties take 50 days to mature. When I plant, and I did a video last year where I did several videos where I planted some bok choy. Actually, I think I planted pak choy last year, and I planted it into a soil bag in the greenhouse and I let it grow, and that was a great experiment. And if you missed any of those videos, I'll give you a link up above and you can go check those out. But what I did was I planted them a little bit thick, and I would come through every couple of days and thin them out and do a very quick saute for dinner, and they were so good. Chinese broccoli. Oh my goodness. If you've never had Chinese broccoli, you definitely need to grow it. It's also, I think it's also called like Chinese kale, but it's very, very mild. All of the Asian greens, in my opinion, are very, very mild. If you have somebody in your family that is not a fan of greens, I would try them on Asian greens. The Chinese broccoli takes about 60 days for a harvest, and that's another one that you could very easily sustainably harvest. And when they bloom, the little white flowers are delicious sauteed. I mean, the entire thing, it's so good. You cannot go wrong. Lettuce, I mean, you know, you can get a lettuce crop when they're this big. So a couple of, maybe a month, maybe. Beets are 50 to 70 days. Beets are actually very, very good for you. They clean your system out. Very, very good for you. And they're delicious roasted. I'm not a fan of beets raw. Let's see here, carrots. They take 50 to 70 days to maturity. Cilantro and parsley. Now, cilantro and parsley do not do well in the heat at all. They'll bolt really quickly. But in the wintertime, they really thrive and flourish in the wintertime. And after a freeze, and I noticed this last year because in the wintertime, I normally grow it in the greenhouse. A pot got left out during our freeze last year, and all of it, every single bit of it turned purple. Very, very purple, beautiful color purple. I don't know why I didn't get a picture. The other thing that I noticed is that it was sweet. It was like somebody mixed sugar and cilantro. And I know that sounds really horrible, but it was that sweet. It was incredibly sweet. Still had a lot of that cilantro flavor. Went really, really well in, believe it or not, it went really, really well in salsa, even though it was so sweet. But yeah, we all tried it and we were like, wow, this is like eating sugar. It was crazy. That's really all that I can think of. It's all I put on my list. I'm sure that I am leaving something out. Actually, I am leaving something out. Let me show you. Ha! It wasn't on my list, but when I was going through, when I was cleaning up that pot over there, I thought, you know, I'm going to show them how easy it is to sow some seeds in a pot on the front porch. And hopefully Duke doesn't get it again. So let me show you. I pulled these out. This is spinach. Spinach does not get very big at all. Kind of like your bok choy, your pak choy, Chinese broccoli. None of this stuff gets big, and all of it can be grown in buckets. So let me show you how we're going to sow this real quick. So very, very quickly, before I lose any more daylight, I just came through these pots here and just kind of loosened up the soil. This one I had to clean off the deck because the new puppy decided it would be fun to scatter it all over the deck. So we have our spinach seeds. I bought these at the Dollar General for like, I don't know, 10, 15, 9, 3 cents. I don't know how much they cost. They were super cheap. I bought them on clearance. So this is the Giant Global, Giant Noble, if I could read correctly. And so let's get these out. So let me show you what the seeds look like. There we go. They're not teeny tiny, but they're not big giant seeds either. So all we're gonna do is we're just gonna sprinkle some of these just right in to the soil. Okay, and then we just make a good seed to soil connection. Just like that. Add a little bit more soil on top. So you want to bury them about a 1/4 inch thick. Wow, when there's no wind, you can hear everything around here. That train, the train tracks are about 3 miles away from us. Hear how loud that is? My goodness. All right, so 10 to 15 days, these should be sprouted up. So what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna keep the cats out of them. It's okay for the night. Yes, I kill plants. Happens all the time. So I will come back tomorrow and I'll show you guys how we're going to keep the cats out to these pots. So that is it. It has been a long day and this girl is tired. I still have to finish dinner. I think I'm gonna throw some rice in the rice pot and maybe open a can of home canned green beans, make some gravy. And I think we're gonna call it a day. So until tomorrow, see you later. Be blessed.